with another episode in our Seattle Seahawks franchise, headed on here against the Indianapolis Colts. They are 1-2. We, of course, are 2-1 after the win over the Rams. The Cardinals dropped 0-3, with the Niners finally getting on the win column with their first one this season. Now, a QB check-in. This is something I don't know if we've actually had in, any of my, actual franchises. I usually get these in, rebuilds. So I'm not actually sure what we're aiming for on these. I kind of just, wing it. This, I don't know. Greer so far, if you look at the way we've played, he's been kind of a game manager, about 200-ish, 250 yards, maybe 2 touchdowns if he's lucky kind of situation. So I'm going to probably aim for something like that. But let's take a look at the players of the week, which, of course, Tua, the first quarterback to get to 1,000 yards on the season. Trey Lance, the best player in the NFC side for offense. And then Jackson, 2 interceptions for the Falcons. Really good stuff there for the defense. Joe Burrow, really good game, but not quite as good as Trey Lance because of the interception, technically. Especially with the 2 rushing touchdowns. And then Barnes, 8 tackles, 2 interceptions. The AFC kind of showing up the NFC a little bit here. But obviously, looking at how we played last week and, the weeks going forward, gotta try to avoid these turnovers. We keep kind of fumbling, we throw picks and that. I know you can't be perfect all the time, but we would like to have a perfect game, but at the same time, we were able to stop them, and that's all that really matters, right? Winning the game, and we did a pretty good job last week. We ended up having, double their score offensively. Kenneth Walker is struggling a little bit. The offensive line hasn't given him the greatest of blocks, but he had a little bit better of a week consistency-wise last week as he got over 100 yards without a huge run. Patterson was all right. Moore was amazing. Metcalf does what Metcalf does. Fan had a couple of catches. O-line-wise, you had a couple of blown plays from Banson, which is weird because he's a really good lineman. I mean, he's developed pretty well. 82 pass block finesse and 84 pass block power with 93 strength. I'm not really sure why the struggles are there, but they are. And then on the defensive side of the ball, pass rush, specifically the edge of Mosu and Mafe, really not that consistent. Interior has been pretty good. Northcutt's okay in the run game. Cornerback play, we're dropping a lot of picks, but overall, the defense is getting better week by week, and I think that's all you can ask for, especially with a bunch of different changes from last season, off-season into this one. And I was aware of it a while back, but I kind of just forgot to mention it. I wanted to shout out Andrew, who has, of course, been a huge supporter of the channel, and physically, and on Christmas, I think he gifted 20 subs to the Twitch channel, which, of course, if I knew he was going to do that, I would have absolutely said, do not do that. I already felt bad enough, getting gifted subs and bits and all that when I was actually streaming, but I haven't streamed in so long, and I don't know, I've been thinking about trying to get back into it, but realistically, for Madden, that's kind of where the viewers were, and I don't want to be doing rebuilds on stream all the time, and franchise, it just seems weird, because it's not a great way to grow a Twitch channel, and I feel like it'd be super scummy. It's just basically me recording a live franchise video to then edit and then re-upload to YouTube. It just, I don't know, it just feels weird and scummy, and I don't know, dude. If I do come back to streaming anytime soon, for one, I'll always be on Twitch, so that channel, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr, will always be valid, but of course, I don't know. If I come back, I don't know what I would stream, so that's about that, but that's all I wanted to say, and I also have a second channel, PK Plays, non-Madden content. Check it out if you want. But let's get into maybe the quarterback weekly thingy. It's the Colts. Their defense isn't that good, so I'd be kind of inclined to say, wait, we're approaching the end of the first quarter of the season. What more? Build chemistry, obviously. You can't really carry the team when we have really good balanced offense. We got a lot of great players around, so it kind of puts the... Okay, 4. I think we could do that, to be fair. But it kind of puts the other guys around him, down a little bit, if you will. If it's he needs to carry these bunch of scrubs. It's well, they're actually pretty good, right? But let's take a look at the injuries on the Colts, if they have any, which we've been lucky enough to not really have anything long-term. They do, though. Their right tackle is out. And Von Moorhead, who I imagine with Jonathan Taylor being there, still, I would imagine also... is the backup, but he looks really good to maybe take the reins if they can't afford him or they want to go into different direction. I don't know what it is, but yeah, a little bit of a loss there, but the right tackle spot, that is a massive loss. That is a really good offensive lineman. The Colts quarterback, Blake Blackman, very interesting name there. A little bit of speed, 91 throw power. We probably mentioned this before, but Man, does he look like Andrew Luck with those stats. Very similar stuff. And Jonathan Taylor isn't here. Where is he? That's why I was kind of hesitant to say it, because I really did feel like he wasn't a Colt. Where the hell is he? We've definitely played him recently enough, right? T. Higgins, it's ironic enough, they don't have, what's his name anymore, but they pretty much have him with T. Higgins. Like, it's like 1-to-1 swap. Renfro, another possession guy, no speed at all. I mean, that's got to be the lowest speed 85-plus wide receiver like I've ever seen. Maybe unless, like, other than, like, Wes Welker when he's about to retire. Another slow wide receiver there at 3, and then Alec Pierce doesn't seem to be developed too much. Tight end Mike Gesicki. This team has really moved players around. I mean, they have a completely new-looking offense, other than some of the pieces on the offensive line. Of course, Braden Smith would have still been their right tackle, but he is injured. Tyquan Lewis, not great, but Kwity Paye, solid player. DeForest Buckner is insanely good. Left out, Darius Leonard is still very good. Darius. That is interesting. He is Darius Leonard in this universe. That is crazy. But Bobby Okereke with an 85 overall looks strong. Tyus Bowser with 76 overall. And then the corners. Number 3 is really fast, but the first 2 guys, not the fastest. And at least for Gilmore's sake, he's not the greatest anymore. He's definitely regressed. He's still good enough, though. And then Kenny Moore with that size and speed, which is a negative thing, of course. Maybe something we focus on. Julian Blackmon's good, not super developed. And then Deshaun Elliott, not super fast, but great zone coverage. So they got a pretty good defense, actually. So maybe we jump the gun a little bit. But surprisingly enough, they don't like to run the ball, or they at least don't run it very effectively. Passer rating, they seem to be good short games, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. And then attacking them, they're kind of like a mid defense based on the numbers. Their passer rating is pretty bad defensively. They seem to give up a lot in the pass game. Charles Cross, the unit that he is, we're going to go with a power upgrade because he needs a little bit more in the run block stuff to get him across the board 80s, which doesn't happen because run block is still 78, and then obviously run block finesse is a finesse thing, but I felt like power is, power. Usually you think of power, you think of run, in my opinion. Even if it's a finesse style power, it's still like, you still think of run when you're thinking of power, in my opinion. I don't know. Back-to-back games with us wearing all white uniforms, but it's a pretty fair situation to be doing that, as the Colts are going to be rocking the all blues, which look, even as a rival here, an opponent, they look pretty good. I mean, I got to admit, they look pretty damn good. Of course, on top of that, away in general, at the Colts Stadium, and another game after that on the road. So a lot of traveling here in a row for this team. Obviously, we had a nice 2-game home streak early on, but didn't really come out with the perfect record there. But obviously looking to do another win streak here against the Colts now, as their offense may be a little shaky. I like the fact that they did try to shake it up, speaking of, added some different names. I don't know if maybe they traded Jonathan Taylor for a haul, but the receiving game looks stronger, and they have a franchise quarterback, it seems, but the run game is weaker. But if that running back that they had starting wasn't injured, it's not the worst case. Super fast like Jonathan Taylor, maybe not as trucky, but he's got potential. Definitely has potential. And we're going to look to stop Ronald Jones, though, who also has a lot of speed. Maybe not as good down the line, and definitely does not have the same potential as him. But let's see if they want to come out slinging with that young quarterback, or if they're going to still try to pound the rock inside, especially also without their right tackle, Braden Smith. And here we go, kicking the ball off early in this one. I think last week we also kicked, I think recently enough we received first. I don't remember, but Burnett forced to return this. Alexander kind of taking legs out of that blocker for no reason there. But Riggs gets him, so starting drive will be at the 21-yard line for Blackmon, who I honestly really haven't heard a lot of. He's similar numbers to Greer here, and a little bit of a shaky start. Both guys coming off of their rookie years. Greer, I would imagine, had a little bit more success since he is already a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but Blackmon, similar enough numbers and pretty good accuracy and whatnot, so definitely keep an eye on him to see if he's maybe the future of the NFL as well at the quarterback spot. 1st and 10. Porter defending the outside, and there goes Barnes on the first play. Blackmon never stood a chance with that throw. I mean, who is he throwing to? There's nobody open. The very first play. I mean, hell, lately we've been dropping every interception, let alone catching them for pick sixes, especially on the first play. I do have to say, though, that formation is kind of garbage. Anytime we run that, it's always a disaster, so I'm not really sure who that's built for, but it's not us. Definitely not the Colts, as they throw a pick six the first play going to it, and they will gain about 12 yards on the throw to, one would assume, T. Higgins, and it apparently was. They completed 2 passes in a row, technically. Oh, no. Oh, no, for their sake. For our sake, oh, yes. But for their sake, oh, no. And, I mean, that's a dangerous throw as well. It's a little bit better of a way of going with it. You know, it's got a bunch of different inside motions as well. And kind of tricking us with the routes. But that first one, that was just horrendous. As Alexander gets trucked through by Ronald Jones. Got another guy wearing number 18, which I'm not happy about. And James Sally, not a great offensive lineman in general, kind of tells you where they stand in the offensive line department. They're dropping like flies, and they're really running out of talent here. As inside, very good throw to the running back. Ronald Jones again making a big play happen. Gaining, nearly 24 on that one. We came with this play on that interception for a touchdown. Why not? See if we can generate a little bit again. It looked like the running back jumped there, but they're not going to call it. And there goes the rookie Chambers getting burned. And the ankle breaker on Marshall gets them into the end zone. With Hunter Renfrow showing that maybe it's not all about speed. Maybe if you're a nifty, agile little guy, you can be a great too. I mean, he absolutely put on the cooked burners for the agility. I mean, he stepped into the ground and he was stopped. Unfortunate habit of going for an interception when you're out of range, and we missed the block. It's been a while since we've even had a chance to get close to the block, let alone, actually block it. Well, yeah, no offensive drive for us yet, but the game is tied up at 7-all, so they're not in the worst situation. Great hands catch by Caldwell, who is outrunning his blockers. Nice slip off. Obviously, most returners are thinking that's a really bad decision. Sure, we lost 4 yards, but with Caldwell, it's never a bad decision. Greer, we were talking about the numbers. Not the greatest so far, but they've improved since last week. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like we were talking about, very similar to the opposing quarterback. Just a little bit less attempts. First down, screen pass. Got some very smart players on this side of the field, though. This could be a throwaway. They don't actually see it. I mean, technically, Buckner saw it, but he was a little late on the play, and that will be a first down. We usually don't go with screens too often, but I think we should. We've got an athletic offensive line, got a really good running back that in space can just do it all. Why not? Why not try a couple more? I'd like to get 2 to 3 screens in per game if we can. I think that's a fair amount of screen passes. It's not going to kill the O-line, and we're going to get some yards out of it. Speaking of killing players, Xavier Moore, who had a really big week last week, is injured. Please don't. Also, is this a fake? I probably should know the plays. that would maybe help. And it's not a fake. It is a fake, actually. What am I talking about? It's absolutely a fake. We gained 5 with Kenneth, so 5 plus 5 equals 10. I know. Math expert. And Moore, thankfully, will return soon. But in the meantime, Caldwell comes in. Not even Chapman. I don't know what we're talking about. Looking with a streak. Not going to have it. All the time in the world. Could that be a fumble? Thank God it's not, but got to give it to Caldwell. That man is a special team guy. Special teams guys know multiple things. It's how to tackle, how to find lanes, and how to locate a damn ball. He was on that quickly. And speaking on that quickly, that read was on it quickly because I like to pre-snap. Jacobson can move, man. He can move. But yeah, I cannot lie. That was a really bad play by us to not get that ball out quick enough to the underneath man, Caldwell, speaking of. And there goes a Metcalf gaining about, 20 yards on the play, just about. Chapman didn't really get much of a chance to prove himself in preseason, but Caldwell is, for a while now. He's been a guy that's intrigued me, and speaking of, he was naked on that play, unfortunately. Did not get a throw to him 2 times now. Should have had the ball, didn't get the ball. That's all I can say about it. And there goes Caldwell getting a chance. The return expert, really good juke move there, but didn't break the ankles of him. Very stout defending there. 3rd and 3 now with potentially another handoff because they're really covering this edge for some reason. And we're going to run with Greer instead, actually. Fant really doesn't do his job. We're going to run out of bounds. Yeah, I mean, didn't throw us down, but I mean, a little bit of contact that wasn't necessary. Massive gainer on that read, though, and that will extend the drive. And is that more one-on-one? The safety doesn't help. I'm throwing that. Especially since he burns him anyways. Jump ball. God catches the ball, and that'll put us on the board on offense. I mean, what are they doing with this? Like, it's actually not even Kenny, but like most players are smaller than Metcalf. So like, what do you expect? Good hands though. I mean, he really has turned into a pretty much Megatron clone. And Red is gonna take the quarterback down with ease. Double fake, and I mean, it just took way too long to develop that. They lose 6. They're back in this formation. Last time they got a first or 5 yards on it, but they almost threw another pick, so we'll see what happens this time. Running back curl route's actually wide open as Woolen overruns it, and then we sell. With the 2 wide receivers that aren't, I mean, they're not bad wide receivers. I think this is maybe the game you test putting Woolen back over at the number 1. Technically number 2. Let's see what happens. Woolen back to his original spot. Let's see if we can get back to our old ways of being locked down. And we're going to move off the spot. Brooks getting the clothesline. I don't know why he wasn't able to disengage. Maybe he was being held. But it got the job done, I suppose. 2nd and 10 after that extremely strange finish. And we got beat hard. And Porter recovering. Ronald Jones, his route running has looked amazing. But that catch specifically, obviously not the greatest effort. We can get Brooks in there in between. And they actually cover that well. Perfect blocking. And there goes the young quarterback looking a lot faster than 81 speed, let me tell you. Slips off a tackle and takes it to the 20. Kalen Barnes is injured after a 28-yard gain to the quarterback who, once again, was supposed to be a snail. He was supposed to be. But apparently that snail got wheels. And they're going to gain a lot of yards. Nearly 30. And there goes the rush. Alexander close to forcing the fumble. Losing 4 with the sack. Pressure all up in there. Didn't actually see across the formation, but I don't think either did the QB, to be honest. He didn't have much of a chance to do anything. A lot of go route stuff, it seemed like, on that play. Away players involved in touchdowns or takeaways enter the... Okay. I thought they always enter the zone when that happens, and he probably got excited. Both guys jumping over him. 10-yard scramble slide, though. Not the worst play. And thankfully, another injury that isn't going to be too serious. Do we have to start containing? Maybe put a spy in there? I can't imagine that, though. Underneath open. Curl route's open. Instead, he fumbles trying to scramble. And once again, maybe getting too antsy in the pocket. Forced to kick a field goal when he had a curl route that may have scored a touchdown. I mean, I'm not even the quarterback, and I can see that. Like, this guy's seeing ghosts because of the pressure, and it'll force him to kick a field goal instead of tying this game up. And here goes Chapman now, in on the play. Not going to just force it to him because he's a guy that I want to see. Oh, get out there, Patterson. Don't get me wrong, not a great throw. Probably didn't expect it to get that wide early, but you got to be looking that's going to be a boundary look. Look to the damn boundary, would you? And there goes Riggs. The fullback trying to truck, kind of take some punishment, getting nearly the first. This is where I would love to try, like, I wouldn't say maybe a shot play, but like a sweep or a pitch, something that's like big play potential. Patterson obviously pretty fast. We got speed all across this formation, so pretty comfortable with anyone getting the ball. And there goes some room for Patterson. Turning on the Jets, gaining 15 plus. Only needed an inch, gave 15. That's what my uncle did. 1st and 10. We probably don't need to run it, but we're going to. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, and by run it, I mean hike it. Kenneth fighting. Gets about 12 really good blocks there. End of the first quarter. This has felt like a slow game. Yards-wise, they actually have us beat, but score-wise, definitely not the case after that pick 6. The pitch reverse could be very interesting. Patterson on that side. We got the block from Fant. This could be interesting enough. Oh, my. If you like going backwards, it's super interesting. I'm not going to say I'm like a bad math person, but when it comes to like the 50-yard line, if you're starting behind it, it's just like you might as well just not even ask me the question. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, my. Oh, my. I mean, I didn't even sprint. I kind of nonchalantly went for it. Jesus. Metcalf on the in-cutting. If we find Patterson late, he could get us right to the first down marker. And there goes Caldwell. Look at him looking like an elite route runner. I mean, he makes it look easy. You know, he was a guy that was probably, you know, pretty primed to be a starter and just it never worked out. And there goes Metcalf. That could be a score. Trying to hurdle, not going to happen. Gets to the 2. It's right up to the line, actually. I mean, why would they expect us to do anything crazy? QB sneak. QB draw. I'm going to wait for him to get across the formation. Oh, did he fumble? Ooh, I thought he lost the ball. Lost 2. Yeah, I mean, when you're hurrying up like that, I can get why they would expect that. In back of the end zone, Patterson. That's a tough throw, though. And it's not when he's that open. Linebacker tries to get there. They try to bait it out, but with the throw power, the release, the receiver's release and speed, the size, it's just too hard. It's a pretty high-scoring affair, even on our offensive side of the ball, but that interception for a touchdown definitely made it easier on us. Nice shot to the knees on Ronald Jones. They're obviously already pretty thin at running back, so if they lose him, they're in a spot. They're down to their third and final running back. Obviously, they have a fullback who would take the carries, but I don't think they want to get down to that. If at least I wouldn't if I was them. And there goes the quarterback once again, getting a little scramble happy. Didn't really see the options around him as I was, trying to work our way to getting in behind. But it seemed like an okay decision. And we're going to leave him open. This time, I think he has no choice. And there goes a fumble forced by Northcutt. Get up, Mafe. Second touchdown of the day for the defense. They swarm. This is a mad blowout so far. I mean, that's 14 points for the defense and 3 in the zone X factors, which we might actually have to revisit because we have 4 guys that can be X factors, I think. So, we should actually see who should maybe be activated. A lot of movement there from that running back. It looked cool, but it gained nothing. Just gained absolutely nothing there. But Iwosi's probably a little bit more commonly able to get in the zone, so we probably should go with him. Brooks with a huge hit. What is Adams' ability, though? Is it just I like my friends, and when my friends do well, I do well? Is that it? Alexander and company. I mean, they're running the ball now, but it's just you're digging the hole for yourself by running it after the fact. If they would have done it before the multiple turnovers for touchdowns, Oh, there's a nice run, though. And there's that number 3. It's smart to mix them up, though, right? And Burnett's the kick returner for them, which is weird. I get maybe when everyone's healthy, but not when you're down to just him and another guy. What are you doing? This team's coached poorly, I think. And Northcutt can't get in there, but who can? Mafe Chambers, the rookie. You're going against a tall Higgins. Whether it's Pittman, who's not here anymore, or Higgins. I think it's the right decision to swat that ball away. 2nd and 10, lives to see another down rather than giving up a quick touchdown to try and get this team back in it. And Porter misses the tackle. Gesicki, is that the first catch he's had today? First and apparently only. He's out. What the hell is that? Although I will say our backups are kind of out as well. Wilkins is there. I don't know what's going on, but the linement's bad. The backups are in for a lot of different teams, player positions and both teams, it seems. That was strange, but I'm glad it's over. Just like our in the zone, sadly. Every single player is out of it. It's a decent drive here for Indianapolis, who needs it. And that was a weird hit. That was a weird play. He kind of gave up his spine. It's please don't hit me in the face, but my spine, you can have it. Do I want to walk again? I guess not. Oh, that's a good play. We moved him over, too. Adams with a forced fumble. And there's another turnover with Nwosu getting to the 28-yard line. Can they catch a break? The answer is no. And we go to the other side of the field, and what do you look at this? We've got some in-the-zone guys here. And that's a pretty good route from Metcalf. That's a really, the run-up wasn't great, kind of pumped late, but then the cut was amazing. Run D's not been terrible for him. And we're going to hike this before the 2-minute warning. I like the pre-snap alignment, and it works out. Kenneth walking into open range, getting about 15 on the play. 2-minute warning. Really bad spot for this Colts team. They can't stop us, and we score a touchdown. I don't see how they can have even a close chance to come back. And that is exactly how you come back into the game when Greer overthrows a wide-open Metcalf. No, high point, no leading. Threw it right to him, and he misses it wildly. Just when you think everything's going right, just when you think, is this guy playing on rookie, you see one of the worst throws of all time. It's just, I mean, who is that to? He's so open. They're usually on the other side of this thing. Could be us. Red can't get off there, and he throws it away smart. Hey, he threw it away. He learned, you know what? I don't have to give them the ball back if things aren't going well on a play. I can actually, like, throw it away, slide. Those are options. And that's a late throw. Almost sacked. Bringing everyone up. Move Porter over. Last second. Got stuck on Ed Oliver. Forcing the pressure, though. And this offensive line of theirs is dying. But it makes sense. I mean, I think I don't know if it was their left tackle, but their guard at least died. The right tackle's dead. I mean, they've got a bunch of guys that are really low overall going against one of the best, like, across-the-board units in the league. As Caldwell going to try to get funky with it. Maybe lost a yard. And Moore is still out, which is strange. Like, you normally don't see it last this long. And outside, there goes Caldwell. Can't break the tackle inside, though, man. And, of course, considering the situation, why would they even be defending, you know, that look? You would think we'd be running out of bounds. Would have caught him off guard. Metcalf has the look. We backed up a little too far. He's open. And that is the throw we need to see more of because he is gone. That could be the dagger. I honestly think this Colts team is just too slow. I just don't think they have the speed to keep up. To the outside, maybe that slant. I'm going to creep inside there. Wolin is on it and almost caught. Either way, I like that, though. That's what he needs to do. You know, get more aggressive. Take those shots. You know, I don't want to see you throwing like a late out route, floating it up for a pick six. Throw that damn thing to the end zone. What happens out of that isn't going to be that bad. And that's a late throw. Once again, Chambers drops it, which I think would have been his first catch of his career. No? To the outside. That guy is on a mission. Caldwell, just get out of there, man. That guy looked like he was about to kill him. All right, want to get to 2 or 3 read options, or not read options, screen passes a day. Keep the doctor away, and that's going to be called PI, which I think is fair. It was actually roughing the passer, which is going to put us at the 44-yard line. But to say behind the line of scrimmage, it wouldn't make sense for it to be PI. Maybe had Patterson, but Metcalf is just on a mission as well today. Corner out Metcalf with the size. If it's one-on-one, maybe you take it anyways. That is Gilmore going against him. And that is sailed. I mean, he's got that look, which, of course, is going to knock him out of the zone. You know, we're running out of time here. I don't really have the time to, like, read the field and make plays here. High point. What a throw. And sadly, too difficult of a catch. At this point, this is either end zone or nothing. And who would expect Metcalf to be on the sit-down with Caldwell going end zone? Apparently them. We're going to go with Fant on the face catch. Does catch it. Timeout with 1 second left. At the 1, I think you go for the jugular. I think you go for the jugular. Field goal really doesn't do a whole lot for you, but you know what a touchdown does? I think it wins the game. I think that's what it does. Let's see what we got. And that's a tough throw. Dropped by Caldwell. We risked it to the guy who's really impressing me today. Filling in for Moore, who's injured, and sadly couldn't hold on to a, in fairness, very difficult ball. Of course, looking at the numbers, they've had more passing plays, but they have half the yards, which is, I mean, of course, kind of a killer. They have, you know, what, the same plays as us run in general. Less than half the score. It's about what you do with the ball. Depending on how they play this early, this could be an early shower. And Caldwell almost took it himself, which would have been, I mean, the icing on the cake. I mean, this match in general has taken a long time just with how much scoring there's been. And Greer is going to take off. I mean, even in this situation, they can't win. Look at Greer. Don't fumble to the 46. Running like a wild gazelle. And off inside. Getting about 3 or 4. It's just weird in a game like this where you're, you know, scoring so much and, you know, winning by a lot. You'd think Kenneth would have like a decent bit of carries, but it's just been the passing game. We've abused them. Oh, what a move. I don't know if that's because he's in the zone, but, I mean, he looked quick. He burned him. And he don't need all those abilities. He's him. but those help, obviously. And here goes Kenneth again. Stiff arm gains about 12. Under center, kind of going for that jugular. Moore is also back in, which I just noticed. Here goes DK on the outside, who gets blasted to the spine. Almost one-handed it. I also don't know if we have our 4th touchdown or not. We definitely want to get to that. And there goes Jacobson, who once again, just like Metcalf, gets blown up, does not hold on. These are really good throws. It's really disappointing. Obviously, had a couple of runs there that we just, it worked out. We started going to the throw. Both looks were great. It's just great plays by the defense. What can you tell? What can you say? And inside over the middle, right as we're about to freaking get sacked, Patterson holds on to the 4. I don't see how they're going to stop Kenneth Walker up the middle here. And I think the answer is they're not. 4+ touchdowns on the day. That is a scenario complete. Don't know what the hell we're going to get for it, but we take it. And that is an Indianapolis Colts team that is defeated. All right, they're finally moving. 1st and 10. Let's see if they're going to still move with us in there. Yeah, they're okay, fair enough. They're moving a little bit. Tick with those 14 points, and it's still a close enough game where you feel like, okay, maybe we have a chance. But those things didn't happen, and, and here we are. We're missing wide open throws to people with no coverage. Come on, Red. Let's get a pressure. Spin move not going to work, and Wolin is all over that. I mean, they can't even get 3 yards. Kicking a field goal down 42-10. I kind of want to block it just to make them feel bad. Like, the kicker's like, it's not my choice, man. I'm just here to kick the damn ball. Oh! All right, I feel really bad for Minshew now. What the hell are we doing? I think it was Gardner Minshew. I don't know what we're doing, though. Good moves, just nowhere to go. Our AI just beat the living crap out of them. They started a drive at the 2-yard line and found themselves all the way in at the 20. It's ridiculous. It's also cool that Tanner's in now. Kind of. I would never bench Walker, even in a situation where the game's over, but I appreciate that the AI is trying to keep our guys healthy, because I sure as hell won't. I mean, even there, I'm trying to go for the score, but we will do the nice thing and call it there with a quick match. Depending on how quick, maybe we slap in another episode or another game, but I think there was a lot of scoring and a lot of back and forth where, there probably wasn't a whole lot of room. I really want to throw that corner fade. I'll run it with Tanner, though. I'll do it. I don't care. It's Tanner, baby. He doesn't get touchdowns. These Colts fans would absolutely be throwing every sort of hard object possible right into us. Yeah, look at that. 18-play, 92-yard, 7-minute, and 52, would have been 54-second drive. And to put the icing on the cake, which I've said multiple times, we're going to kick a squib, which could hurt one of their guys, but in general, we'll give them no chance to score. Oh, come on, Porter. Hit him. What are we, some sort of weenie? Either way, an amazing 56-10 performance over the Colts, who, I mean, we didn't expect a whole lot from them coming in, as obviously they're a team that just still really can't put it together. If they're on, maybe they can run you to death, but no Jonathan Taylor anymore. The guy that they used to replace him is hurt. I mean, Ronald Jones for a while, if they were kept throwing to him, I felt like there was some danger there. But ultimately, their defense struggled hard. Their offense struggled even more. And we won the game just smothering them, both sides of the ball. Really, just getting what we want on either side of the ball there. Running what we want on defense, it's stopping them. Running what we want on offense, it beating them. Blackman, I mean, he was just so conserved for the most of the game. Any fumbles? They had 2 fumbles. Ronald Jones fumbled. Kenneth Walker 2 touchdowns. Oh, no. I was wondering. I was like, the AI really doesn't do a whole bunch of simming backups in. Kenneth Walker is injured, which I will say is fair because I usually forget to put our backups in time, and oh, did we just lose a man for a long time, and it wasn't even something we got to see. We didn't even get to see what happened. Please don't be a mad injury. Please. This is why you don't sim. This is why you don't sim. You play the whole game out. I don't care. This is why you don't sim. Please, not one new injury. Please, not one new injury. One new injury. Let's see it. Oh, my God, bro. I sim a little bit, and he's out for 6 weeks. You've got to be kidding me. You actually can't make this up. this is going to be a hell of a storyline because things are going to change. He makes it very difficult for teams to stop us on offense. And now we're moving on to a one-dimensional back who really just lowers the shoulder and goes forward. You know, he really wasn't, as a featured back, very good for us. And of course, that is Tanner that I am talking about, but it's going to be Tanner time. West maybe comes in if Tanner doesn't work out, and we do have Ahmed still on the roster, but this is a massive hit, especially considering we obviously didn't even see it. We didn't even get to witness what happened. I mean, how do you replace a guy with these ratings and those abilities? I mean, he's ridiculous. Like, how do you do it? And of course, in the passing game, can Tanner even catch the ball? Was he a 59 catch? Was that? Can he even catch the ball? I don't even know. But Tyson West might get a chance. This isn't some mad storyline by me either that's like, he's going to replace Kenneth Walker in the offseason. It just happened, and we're going to have to deal with it. Of course, let's take a look at our QB check-in crap. I don't even care at this point. It's like secondary, like third thought at this rate. Feels like everything is starting to come to... Yeah, it really did. And then Kenneth Walker got injured. 10 morale for the entire... Wow! 10 morale? Super worth it, my guy. I love it. But that, of course, is a massive hit. We obviously have some depth at the position, but it's literally impossible to replace him. So we'll see what happens when Jonathan Tanner is now the featured back going into next week's game against, who the hell even was it? The Buccaneers. Also an away game. But regardless, a 56-10 victory over the Colts. Couldn't really ask for much better of a game outside of the injury, obviously. I was like, wow, really? They're mixing it up nicely. Got Tanner in. You know, we're kind of only going to run the ball, so trying to keep, Walker healthy. It's a smart decision. And no, it's not. But please tell me that we have a bye week before his injury is up. Oh, our bye week is week 14. So that's 5 games he's out for. Just as he was having himself a nice couple of games in a row as well. Nice. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, Pierre Plays. And let me know what you guys think. Should Tyson West get the handoffs? I think we're obviously going to let Tanner get the early handoffs, but depending on how it goes against those Buccaneers, could be Tyson West time. Who knows? But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. God dang it. But until next video, see ya.